Hello everybody, this is PowerUp Podcast number 25. My guests are Riot Guard, Mario Klingy, and Justin Resnauer, aka Mr. Gon Hates You, or Mr. Gon. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
So they just got back from the Sun Route Cup. Well, didn't just get back, it's been like a month or so, but anyways, this was a pretty big tournament in California, so mostly Third Strike. There was 4 there, though, right?
Yeah, 4 happened on Sunday.
Okay, did you guys stick around for that, or did you dipped out by then?
Well, actually, they had team tourney. They had 4 team tourneys on Street Fighter 4 team tourneys. Was it Friday or Saturday? Remember? Oh, it was Friday. Because all the team tourneys were on Friday, so we actually played in both team tourneys.
Okay. How'd you do in that?
Awful. We did so bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Like, in our Street Fighter 4 team tourney, we had Thong Boy Bebop on our team, which was really awesome, but
Yeah, that guy that does the Third Strike tutorial.
Yeah, he was really good, but both team tournaments we didn't win any, because they were single elimination and we lost, but yeah, I did pretty poorly. Don't play a lot of 4, and my Balrog's awful, and Thong Boy won some games. Did you win a match?
I almost did. I think it was Bebop, the Oral player.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a different
guy?
I think it might be.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Thong Boy Bebop and Bebop? Yeah.
But no, it's Bebop. You ever see that video where the guy kind of like spazzes out on that guy Dingeon?
Yeah, the one where he just screams his head off at the guy.
That guy was on our team.
Yeah. Oh, that was okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like definitely better than us, so it was nice to have him on the team.
That's cool.
But yeah.
All right. Well, I have questions for each of you and then both of you. So I'll just get started with the both ones since you're both here. What was Dungeon Arcade like, and how did you guys like playing cab Third Strike versus console Third Strike?
It was a really cool experience. I mean, they had 3 different setups in there for Third Strike, and it took a little getting used to because, I don't know, just, I'm kind of used to my stick at home and everything, but after playing for a little while and got used to it, I really liked it a lot. I mean, you just got to sit there and you had the screen right there in front of your face and the guys on the other side playing and everything, but since they had 3 different cabinets, like one of them didn't have, or 2 of the cabinets didn't have the unblockables, and just one of them did, and that made it kind of weird. Like, we had to specify before we played to make sure that we got on the one with the unblockables. And
yeah, I know there's 2 different versions, because sometimes when we'll run the GGPO emulator at my friend's house, we'll sometimes accidentally pick the one without unblockables, and it makes playing Urian a lot less fun. So, now, so their arcade cabs are head-to-head there, right, where you sit on your side and then the other person's across from you instead of sitting next to you?
Yeah.
Okay, now how did that change? Because I know you guys, I mean, I'm sure you're used to playing console tournaments where you can hear somebody's stick, so how was that?
Well, I mean, at tournaments sometimes, if it's a loud place anyway, you won't necessarily be able to hear your opponent. It didn't really affect my game too much. I guess it was kind of nice, though, because you didn't really have to see the guy or anything. It was kind of almost like playing online a little bit, because you didn't necessarily, look at who you're playing with or anything, but...
Yeah. Now, me and Mario were talking earlier, and he was saying that the competition there was like their kind of mid-range players were all around, like, your level, so overall, how would you rate the competition?
I would say that everyone there was good. Most people were really good, and then there was, a good handful or more that were just phenomenal that, I couldn't even touch at all. But, everybody there was good. I didn't see one player that, didn't really know what he was doing at all in the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty great.
Who all did you guys play, any notable names? I know you guys played MOV. I've seen the videos, and we'll get into that. But, any other people?
Well, in tournament, I got to play Blood Run and Sextaro, and
awesome.
They both destroyed me, and that's pretty cool. And as far as casuals, I got to play Pyro Lee and MOV, and who else did I play?
Yeah, I have one of your matches against Gootex, too. That was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, we got to play Gootex, and Nika KO was the guy we got to play a lot. And
oh, cool, I played him on mine before.
Yeah, he was
He's a lot better in
Oh,
off.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's cool. Awesome. Like, so you definitely felt the pain there versus some of the top players. Like, I'm sure Pyro Lee was quite difficult.
Yeah, I was surprised. Actually, I had a pretty decent match. You know, he beat me, but I was kind of surprised about how well I did. But then some people just destroyed me. Like when I played Sextaro in the tournament, he just killed me so bad. I didn't even come close to touching him.
He's ridiculous. You can never outguess him.
No.
He is too good.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, and then going off of that, I saw your video versus MOV, and Justin, you got really close, like ridiculously close. And then in Mario, in your video, I was just astonished that he linked super just from a crouching jab.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like it overpowered my low medium because they connected it at the same time, and it was almost like he hit confirmed it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how you can react that fast if it was hit confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah, you wonder if he guessed or if that was just pure skill. But I don't know. I mean, but yeah, how was it like playing him, and how did Japanese third strike kind of differ from American third strike? Although it is Chun-Li, so.
I would say, in terms of he didn't play in a hurry. Everything was it's like everything was calculated. There was patience. There was no rush. And the option selects are down. Like in the match, I've watched it probably 20 times, and I could not throw him. Everything was teched, or he was gone by the time I threw, and he was just out of range. Like he was doing a lot of SGGKs, I believe they're called. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I think it has to do with like multiple option selects.
Yeah, I can fill it in. Like basically, Chun-Li, you do a roundhouse version of her Kara throw, and you buffer in a low parry, and you'll get one of three options. If they do a low attack, you get a low parry. If they do nothing or try to throw, you get a throw or a throw attack. And if they do something else, like jump away or like you space it out enough, you'll get that close roundhouse, and good chunks will be able to hit confirm that. So it's a really crazy option select.
Yeah, it was insane. Like even when I go into like EX headbutt setups, you know, it's usually so fast you can throw people. Or at the worst, they'll tech it, but he would immediately throw me when I hit the ground. Like, it was like he knew everything I was trying to do.
Wow.
So.
It was cool watching him play. Like, he did have a lot of patience and stuff when he played, but when he's, like, you know, actually doing the moves and everything, like, you know, pushing the buttons and everything, like, he's always doing a lot of things all at once. Like, I think it seems like almost everything he does seems to be an option select or something. Like, he's so fast when he is playing, but then he does have, like, great patience and can wait on anything, and you can't really pressure him too much because he, I don't know, it just seems like he knows every option in the world. But that was one of the weird things about playing MOB. Like, you know, I don't know if I've ever been so nervous to play somebody ever, and that probably really hurt me in a lot of ways. Like, I haven't watched the matches that Mario recorded, but I know the one, like, you know, he missed a super, like, and I blocked the whole thing, and then, like, didn't parry the last
Yeah.
And I just did a standing jab, and that was my, like, retaliation against it. Like, I was just playing so bad because I was ridiculously nervous to play him. He was just so phenomenal.
Nerves will assuredly get in the way of execution, which it sucks. Like, I definitely had that during Season's Beatings when I played against Fubar Duck. So I was just like, because I had already been sent to losers by a Chun-Li, and I was like, well, even if I can, like, somehow manage to beat his Q, I'm pretty sure he's going to pick Chun. And I was, like, so nervous about just the entire match that I, like, missed some pretty guaranteed corner setups and stuff.
Did he use, well, I saw him play Alucard, and when he lost to, I think they had a Q mirror match, and then,
yeah. And then
his Q
Alucard
won,
switched to Dudley.
And then he switched to Dudley, and then when Alucard beat his Q, he didn't go to Chun. If he went to Chun, he would have won that. I don't know why he didn't.
Maybe he just thought he could make it up through losers bracket. I don't know how far he went though. So
I don't think he might. I don't think he went to.
I just sucked that I had to play like a Canadian Chun and then immediately play Fubar Duck.
Was it Dark Dragon?
Yeah.
I played him. I had to play him in the same tourney.
Oh really?
Yeah, it came down to like the
the
last part of his super, and I won.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have any Chun players, and Third Strike is pretty much dead around here, so,
Yeah.
you know. But, okay, well then, going out there, like how much money, like grand total, did it cost? I'm sure, like you guys got a hotel, right? You didn't stay with any players, did you?
No, yeah, we got a hotel. We actually got 2 rooms because I had a couple of buddies of mine that went with us, and I really didn't add everything out, but it really wasn't too bad. I think we paid with the 4 of us. It was like about $170 a piece to get the hotel and our car for the weekend, and then the plane ticket I think was about $400 for the round trip, and then just the money we spent on food and alcohol and drugs and all that once we got out there.
Yeah. That's not too bad then. Now, like, given that, would you be willing to fly out to Evo even though they don't have Third Strike now? I'm sure they'll have a side tourney though, and I'm sure they'll have massive casuals. But
I don't know. I've really wanted to go to Evo, but like, I really think I would rather just try to fly out to Japan to go to yeah. Honestly, because I just don't. I'm really not into the other games as much. Like, as much as I'd like to be, just Third Strike is the only one that's really been able to hold my interest. And I think if I want to travel around to play, that's what I travel for, is Third Strike, to compete in that.
Yeah, I feel like I'd almost be going down to go to Evo. And I mean, not trying to knock Evo, like, it's just not, a centric, like, Third Strike thing. I mean, it's Street Fighter 4, which I do like, but, it's like, after going to Sunroot, you either go to Sunroot again, or you either go to Denjin again, or you go to Japan. You don't go to anything below that unless it's like reasonably close or something, So
yeah, I can see that. I mean, I kind of timed it just right last year by going because it was the very last year for Third Strike. So, and the team tournament made things, I think, more interesting. Like, I almost wish they would just continue that tradition and make an official team tournament again, because you actually saw a lot more characters instead of just Chun Yun Ken dominating the top. Like, you had Yang and Urien in the grand finals, which people kind of wanted to see. So it made things interesting. Well, and that being said, with no more, Evo holding Third Strike, do you think Third Strike is ever going to die out, or did Dinjin prove that assumption wrong?
There's still players out there that are very into the game. I mean, they had such a good community out there of Third Strike players, like even people that weren't there to play like in the tournament. Like, I think they came there to play some casuals, and like everybody there is just so good, and they seem to have a really good community of Third Strike people. But just here in the Midwest, we really don't have much anything. Like, Mario and I are pretty much the only guys from around here in Indianapolis that are willing to play a lot and travel around for it. So, if Third Strike never gets any kind of like new version or update or something, it very well may kind of go by the wayside. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know with Japan. Japan still seems into it, and you see videos come out all the time, but I wonder how long, if that's always going to be that way, or, what, is there going to be a point where they finally say enough is enough,
I don't know, it's just such a unique game that none of the other ones really, in my opinion anyway, just really compare to. They don't have the same style and the same play value for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, do you think that the game would be more popular, even though it's old, if the skill gap wasn't as large? Like, because I mean, I will admit, Street Fighter 4 is definitely not as hard to pick up as Third Strike is, or other games. Third Strike's pretty difficult, so.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I didn't really realize there was such a big difference between the two. I mean, you think a lot of people can just pick up 4 a lot more quickly than Street Fighter 3 people could?
Yeah. I think it's more just on the fact that Street Fighter 4, like, execution isn't as big of an issue, and, pairing is just such a huge gap for some people to get across, and that they just can't. They can't seem to do it, or they a lot of people complain about the parry mechanic, but I'm just positive that they haven't grasped it yet, or just can't seem to do it or get around it. So they just complain about the system instead of adapting to it.
It's sort of kind of a love-hate. Like, either people love the Third Strike parry system, or they hate it, and therefore they hate the game. Which I mean, you don't have to parry everything, and the game is not that crucial to the game. But I mean, it definitely is something you need to know if you want to be exceptional at the game. but I mean, people adjust to focus attacks. That was unusual at first, but first for me, I was like, this is supposed to replace parrying, and then after a while, I got used to it and started to like it. So it's really just adjusting, I think. And I think Third Strike is not just the parrying. I think that maybe it's the speed, maybe it's other factors of the game that people are kind of turned off about, or they find too difficult.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's real heavy on carring specific characters, and if you want to use someone like Urian, you got to worry about all these character specific aspects of unblockables, and so and then you have Yun's broken, Chun's broken, but those characters can lose. I mean, it happens at SBO every year, so they are the best, obviously, but it's the same thing with 4. You've got Sagat dominating most of the time. You're not going to see a Rose win SBO, most likely.
Well, actually, you won't see a Rose win SBO because they play on arcade. But
yeah, that's true.
But I think they might. I don't know. They might adopt Super from they might put it in cabs over there, but it's going to be ran through consoles. I'm not sure. That's a big question right now, is whether or not Japan's going to accept Super, since there's really.
Yeah.
There was a rumor of an arcade release, but I'm not sure. So.
Now, I read an interview with Ono, and he was saying that it wasn't feasible to do an arcade release. They're just going to go straight to console.
Yeah, then I don't know, because that's going to really hurt the Japanese arcade scene for it.
Oh, no
they
doubt.
don't really play on console. So.
Well, God's Garden, they did have console characters allowed in one of the tourneys, and it was had 360 set up and looked like a nice setup.
Yeah, they do that at the God's Garden tournaments. It's ran entirely on console. So I don't know. I don't know if they're just gonna say screw it, we want to play the new version. But I mean, the arcade is so integral to Japanese play. I don't know. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. They play a lot of other games over there, but who knows? I know Street Fighter 4 isn't the most popular though. In fact, I don't even think it's on Arcadia's top 10 anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I know that Gundam game is. I've never played it before.
It's a fighter?
I think so, and I know it might not be actually. I'm not quite sure. I've never seen it, so it sounds like one, but I've never seen screenshots or anything of it. And then Tekken's always up there, so but that's always popular in the arcades. Well, I mean, with Super coming out, is there any other games aside from that you're looking forward to? I know, Justin, are you going to play the new Blaze Blue, or?
Yeah, I'll buy it. I don't know how much I'll get into it. I enjoyed Blaze Blue quite a bit for, 2 or 3 months, I guess, and then I just kind of fell out of it. I was having trouble, picking up some of the stuff with Carl, and I was just not really used to the system, and doing some of the tougher stuff with the instant air dashes and things like that, and I just kind of dropped it after that, but I'll definitely buy the game, and I hope to get into it. I really like the art style of the game and everything. It's so cool looking, but I just kind of got bored with it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. And then, as far as other fighting games, I'll buy Super, and I hope to enjoy the Street Fighter 3 characters, and hopefully can get into the game, but, I'm not banking on it, honestly. And,
you, Mario?
I'll definitely get into it. I like the original Blaze Blue, but then, using Tagger didn't go too well. Playing some B13s and some Lychees and Carls and stuff, and I just felt like that as a balance issue threw me off. Because I usually I do like to use throw characters in games, either as a main or a backup, and just some of the imbalances in the game were just a little too heavy for me. But I did like the flow of it. It was kind of easy to get into at first, on a basic level. So I'm thinking, I've heard some good things about Continuum Shift, because of course people have found a way to play it already before it's released. So, Akumen's.
Have you guys tried out TVC at all? Because that's kind of like
I've still never played a match of TVC. I watched it play a little bit at tournaments and stuff, and I meant to go buy it when it came out, and then everybody has been telling me how easy how easily you can just get it for free on the Wii, and I've been wanting to look into that, but I just haven't done it yet, so I haven't went out and bought it or anything.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's kind of wacky, but it's fun. I like it.
It looks like a kind.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Oh, it looks like it's got some similarities to Marvel, like speed-wise and whatnot. So.
Yeah, it kind of. I don't know. Like, I haven't played enough to make like huge judgment calls on it, but I would say it's pretty fun. And I guess Alex is considered one of the best characters in the game, which is weird now. So he wasn't in the original version, but I guess some people are considering him like really good because of the amount of damage he can do. So I don't know.
That's strange that they chose Alex out of all the Third Strike characters.
Well, Ryu and Chun, I mean, Chun-Li's in the same Third Strike style, too. Like, yeah, they drew Ryu and Chun kind of to match more of their Third Strike sprites than anything else. Both of them are really, really good. They're still, like, solid A-tier characters, so they're by no means bad. I don't know, I think just some of the random kind of Tatsunoko misfit characters are supposedly not too good, so I don't know though. But all right, Mario, I got some questions for you. Let's see. Looking on my screen here, I got. All right, now I'm assuming you're gonna play Dudley in Super Street Fighter 4. Now,
oh, no doubt. First day.
Like, what do you like about Dudley in Third Strike that you hope is the same in 4?
Oh man, where do I start? Character design. Fluidity. He's just fluid. He's powerful, fast. He can juggle. He's just. I mean, he's to me like one of the most unique fighting game characters ever made. It's just to me like I feel like Rog is very kind of plain and straightforward, and he just doesn't interest me. Then Dudley, being a boxer, just the way that they did his style is. I thought that was pretty neat.
Flashy.
Yeah, flashy. He's just a cool character.
Like, do you want? I mean, did you see the video of Justin Wong, like, kind of test driving all the new characters?
Yeah, he looks like when I was in LA, I was talking to Durlath, and we talked about a lot of different strategies and whatnot. Third Strike.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a really, really cool guy. We were exchanging strategies, telling me a lot of stuff, like with Urian, and see, those guys out there, they can play with almost anybody.
Yeah,
and,
he was beating me with Yun, who was like his third character.
Yeah, this Alex is amazing.
This Alex is sick, yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, Rennick. I'm like, oh, so you're probably like on Rennick's level. And he's like, took his hand, just raised it above him. He's like, no, Rennick is up here. I'm like, golly, man, he's got to be insane there.
Yeah, Rennick. I never got to play him at EVO. Like, he didn't even play in the tournament, I don't think. But he showed up for casuals, and I just watched him decimate some people. So.
Yeah, but what was I saying?
Oh,
Dudley. Yeah, well, Durlath was saying that Dudley is the best in the game because Seth already had, a playable build, and I think this was before the final build. But they were saying all the stuff that he could do was just amazing. Like being able to the many ways he can go into Ultra and Super and all that. And I watched Justin Wong video, and it's like, you don't even have to really worry about links if you can just go straight into chain combos and then go into supers. I mean, it's like.
Right.
It takes away that aspect of it. And coming from Blanca, where you don't have to do a lot of links and whatnot, and you didn't have big combos, it'll be a fairly easy transition, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he seemed to land his corkscrew blow. Now, he didn't get the full animation of it, but he still seemed to land it off of, like, pretty much everything Dudley could hit it off in Third Strike. So, that's pretty cool. It seems like they kept him almost exactly the same from like Third Strike. He's just got link combos now, so.
I was surprised. They even gave him that one silly move where he jumps up in the air, dives down.
Yeah, I don't get the utility of that move. Have you ever played Second Impact before? Or?
Yeah, I remember. It had this really goofy voice that went with it. And, yeah.
I don't understand that move, like what the utility of it is, but I think Justin said you could FADC it. So you could kind of use it like as a quick get in, and then make it free if it doesn't hit. So
you can cross up with it too, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. So, but I mean, the dude like takes off from the bottom of the screen. Like, how could you fall for that? I don't know.
You can't see it coming.
Yeah, you got time. So, But, okay, well, that's cool. Like, is there anybody else in 4 you want to use? Or?
You know, I am thinking about using Hakan because he looks like he might annoy people.
Yeah, he's gonna annoy the hell out of me. I want to find his counter matchup and immediately play it and learn it so I can just prevent people from playing that character. That's how much.
Yeah, I will say, like, even though like I watched that trailer and I think his ultra and super animations are incredibly cheesy. Like, it's got the clown sounds when they hit the invisible wall and stuff. But I do think that his actual design is pretty cool, creative. Like he's got the kind of cute thing going on where he pours the oil on him to, like,
right.
You know, it like improve him, and it's just like that kind of stuff is pretty creative. Where they could have just gone a simpler route and just, I don't know, put in another turbo character or something, or make a kind of a playing character. But I am kind of like interested in seeing like how he does work, being the throw character that's got so much movement.
Yeah. I don't know, the wackiness factor stops at Rufus for me, so Hakan is just a little too much, especially that Ultra number 2, that...
Oh, the 69 on? Or whatever. He's laying on top of them and they shoot out.
He just, like, 69s them and shoots them out of his ass. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's, I don't know what's going on.
They could have made it a little better. They could have just not taken that route. I don't know.
The ultras are a little lengthy, a little over the top, and it's cool at first, but then, you know, when you're going to be seeing those all day at tourneys, and
right.
It's going to get old quick.
Right, like, you think the ultras are kind of lengthy now, and I think Seth's clocks in at, like, the longest one if it hits in terms of animation.
Oh, you can see a speech about, you know, becoming one with life.
Like,
no, just get over with.
The ultras in the new one, like, if you've seen Cody's and a couple other ones, they take forever to get done. They're like a good 10 seconds of animation. So,
what about Akuma's, where he takes you to Neptune?
The
cutscene, you're going out to outer space.
Oh yeah, the Looney Tunes one.
Yeah, like,
that one takes forever too, man. I don't know, like, I'm really hoping they put in an option that says, like, hold the back button to skip this ultra sequence or something, and it just positions you and your opponent in the same way you would land normally or something, so that way you can just skip that shit. Because I'm sure the more tournament videos you see and stuff, people are just gonna, like, try and fast forward those parts. I don't know.
Yeah.
They do get pretty annoying. But all right, well. Back to some Third Strike. I know Nathan talked to you at length about it, but you know, I know we all three of us here play Urian at some point in time. I definitely have found as I've gone on with him that he is a lot harder to use the better the person is, like, the more they know. So how do you feel like Urian stacks up in high level play?
After Sunroot, I feel that he is barely mid-tier. I mean, he's just... I've always known some of his limitations, like, you know, the weak wake-up game and whatnot, but, you know, speed is a very important factor at Third Strike, and playing the Yangs out there, I mean, you know, he's got high defense, high stun bar, but, man, he's just, I mean, even with the ages, it's just that the game's evolved to the point where a lot of good players know how to avoid getting hit in unblockables. And even if they do, you know, it's almost a 50-50 game because a lot of people know how to parry out of it. Whereas, you know, 40 years ago, I'm an unblockable. I might as well just let go of the joystick till he's done. You know, it was crazy to think that you could parry out of stuff like that. But now it's almost commonplace, especially for a top player that, you know, they're expecting it. So I think that I kind of was like, well, I don't know who I should use. I'm not quite as good with Dudley, but I think I have a better chance with Dudley. And I've kind of, you know, I will continue to play the game, and I think that I will kind of, like, make Dudley more my focus.
Yeah, like, I understand with Urian, and especially against the speedier characters like Yun Yang and Makoto, where it just feels like you really can't do anything versus somebody who knows what they're doing. Like, I played, I don't know if you got to play him, Rom Deadeye, that Yang player.
Yeah, I played.
Yeah, he picks Super Art 3, and he gets that meter so fast, and I just sit there like, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to...
It's like a Gen A Gen, man. It's like... Or Genai Gen, however you say it. It's just like that in a way that... Because towards the end of it, you know how, like, a lot of people will finish off the combo. They'll stop and do another mix-up, which will add up. It's like almost like a Gen A Gen ender. Like, or they'll go into another throw, and it's just... Like, you're stunned. It's like playing Makoto or Ibuki or something. I played one Yang. He said that Ron was better than him, but he was probably the best Yang that I played out there. This guy just played Saturday morning casuals. No one could beat him. Finally, Hugo beat him, but it was insane.
Hugo beats the Twins for some reason. I have no idea why I don't play Hugo, but...
I don't know. Because I guess they have to get in close, and, he's always a threat with the throws.
Right. Alright, still talking about Urine, are there any, like, I'm sure you've seen your share of Aegis setups, but are there any that you particularly do that you don't see really anybody else try?
I do one, it's kind of a waste of meter, but it's easy to do, and it works on big characters like Hugo. And other characters that you have to use, like, special setups, the dash forward, medium punch, tackle under, and like on Necro and Dudley. But what you can do is you can do an elbow, and it takes about a little under 1.5 meters. Elbow, EX headbutt, light spear, headbutt, and you're already holding down. You do a roundhouse tackle over, dash twice, kick them into it, and it's pretty easy to do, and it's legit unblockable, but it does require a little bit more meter, but you don't have to worry about partitioning as much. So that's one that I like to do a lot. I really don't use unblockables as much as I probably should. I kind of use a little bit too much EX, especially on characters like Oro, where the conventional unblockables don't work, where you have to like do kind of weird setups. So that's one area I need to work on, like unblockable wise.
I know you did the one where you'll kind of put the Aegis behind the person in a reset, and then like walk up and throw them into it, like the choke throw. I don't see too many people.
Yeah, and then you can bounce them off of it and then go into another combo.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen too many people do that one either.
Yeah, I also have this one where you can elbow, EX headbutt, walk forward a little bit, do another elbow, and before the second elbow hits, you cancel on the first part of the second elbow, cancel into a medium Aegis and do a light tackle under, and it sandwiches in between it. And so you being on the other side automatically. I posted a video, a couple of videos, but no one ever comments on it. I'm like, well, what do you guys think about this? And I never get a comment back. So I was like, well, maybe they just don't think it's good, or it's too simple, but it works.
Specific, like, character? Is that one specific?
Yeah, I mean, it works on Hugo. It works on Urine. Some characters it doesn't work on, but it works on Hugo just fine. But I never see anyone do it or talk about it. So.
Yeah. Alright, well, and then I guess final question, because we only play on GGPO. Like, that's pretty much the longest sessions of Third Strike I've had against you, other than, like, tournaments and stuff. But, like, what do you think is the biggest difference between, I mean, there's tons of them, but between online Third Strike and offline Third Strike? Like, what do you see as the biggest limiting factor to online Third Strike?
The lag effect in parries, because in that game, like, a lot of times you do kind of have to parry your way out of bad situations, like, especially with Akuma, like, a lot of his combos are so fast against Urien that you really do need to parry a lot, and online you can't do it, So, same thing with Q. Q needs to parry a lot into his card throw, and if you can't do that consistently, he's not viable at all. And like, so online, it's like, yeah, I'll just play Ken, hit confirm, or Sean, hit confirm this, hit confirm that. You can get away with some stuff with Urien, but it's hard to partition because of the lag and all that kind of stuff. So, but I still enjoy it, even with the lag. I enjoy playing that casually online than I do full online.
Oh yeah, for sure. Third Strike is definitely leagues better than 4 online, and what sucks is Super's gonna have the exact same netcode. So just because, like, they're adding in lobbies and stuff, and that's cool, but the netcode's going to be the same, and that like takes it out pretty much for me, because I mean, once you get into the world of like one frame links and focus attack combos and all kinds of like I mean, the execution's not too hard, but I don't know, if you rely on a lot of timing things, it's going to be really bad online. So, and also like backdashing and stuff like that is really weird too in that game for some reason when there's lag present. I don't know why, but
yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. I now got some questions for Justin, because I know we haven't really properly introduced you, but how long have you been playing, and like what's your overall tournament experience now?
I've been playing, about 6 years. I've only been competing for a couple now. I don't know.
Late 07.
Yeah, late 07, I guess, was my first tournament. Yeah, I don't have nearly the experience that a lot of people do, and so I've always been kind of playing catch-up in Third Strike, honestly. Like, when I first found the game, I didn't even play online for a while, and then I found that and played on, like, Xbox Live and stuff, and that's really where I learned a lot of the game from, was just playing on there, which probably isn't a very good credential, honestly, but it's what got me into Third Strike, was playing online there, and then I eventually found Shuriken and got on the forums and started meeting some other people that played a lot, and I guess the first tournament I ever went to, we went over to Champaign, and Humbag was throwing a tournament there at the University of Illinois, and played over there, and after that I was really liked it, and I've been trying to compete as much as I can since. We went down to the final round the other year, and we go to
meetings twice.
Yeah, we went to been to seasons meetings twice, and then we went to the Sun Route. And, go to Ohio a lot to play you guys whenever I get a chance, and it's pretty much how far I've come along. I still got a whole lot to learn in Third Strike, and especially with like some characters like I did, because I started out playing Urian, and then kind of found Necro and really started to fall in love with that character, and I still have a lot to learn with him, and it's been a really good experience, especially going to Sun Route Cup. I think I've learned a lot from playing those people. Just learn that you gotta wait things out, and you cannot spam stuff, because you're gonna pay for it badly all the time, every time.
Yeah, what initially drew you to Necro? Was it his design or his gameplay style? Or?
Honestly, I was, because a lot of people around here play Urian. You play him, and Mario, and both the guys that I've met from Kentucky play him, and you got Flexo over in Champaign, who doesn't play Third Strike anymore, but like everybody around here played Urian, and I was kind of looking for a character to beat him, and I was watching some videos one day, and I saw I think it was Pino AB7 do like the 6 elbows against him in the corner, and I was like, okay, this is it. Like, that is awesome that he can do that, and I want to learn this character now. And so that's really what got me into Necro, and I've just been trying to learn how to play him ever since. Because like in Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 2, I was never really too interested in Dalsim, and they seem like pretty kind of similar characters, I guess, but he seems to play a lot differently than how Dalsim would.
Yeah, I'd say he's fairly different. I mean, you still use a similar amount of normals and drills to get out of situations, but they do seem like Necro seems to be a lot about stun, like meter management too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just clearing my throat. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's definitely about the stun and the corner pressure and stuff, and I don't think that's Dalsim's game at all. And then, he has all the corner juggles that he can do, and it's taken a long time to start to learn those and have any kind of good execution with him, because they seem pretty tight. Like, I don't really know the frame data on him, but, some of them are pretty tough to do, like the elbows that I was talking about, and, just juggling them in the corner when they're stunned and stuff. It's taken a lot of practice, and I still have a long way to go with it, honestly. Like, there's still a lot of, different stun combos I don't really know how to do when I have them in the corner, and I'll just have to, do the damage I can and know how to do. But some of them are really character-specific and kind of get lost there, but just something I want to learn and keep working on.
Yeah. Like, going off of that, then what are Necro's hardest matchups, and then also what are like better, more favorable matchups, and then on top of that, what's you think is the hardest part about playing?
Well, as far as bad matchups for him go, definitely Chun-Li is very, very hard to play against, because she seems, a lot of times she's pretty comfortable staying away from you, and that's kind of what you want to do too, is be far away at times, but then when it comes down to coming in and pressuring her, she still seems to have some good options against you, and the good damage that she does just seems to tear Necro apart. And then when I was playing MOV, he knows all the frames and everything pretty well, it appears, because I would be halfway across the screen from him and just poking at him and just trying to eat down his health a little bit, because he was very patient and would stay away from me as long as I wanted to stay away from him. And so I'd be like doing the crouching forward kick, and I'd be hitting him with it a lot, and then I noticed he would be trying to super me afterwards, after I hit him with it. And the first time, he timed it wrong, and I was able to block the super. That's the situation I was talking about earlier, where I blocked the super, and then I was so nervous that I just did a standing jab as my retaliation for it, with a punishment for it. But after a while, he tried it again. After hitting him with a crouching medium kick, he would super immediately after as a reversal, and it hit me. And it's just, he's got a lot of bad situations like that. I mean,
it sucks when your character has a move that's not even safe on hit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and that's just frame data. I've tried to look up some frame data, but I don't know. I need to find a better guide or something to really explain how I can take two different characters' frame, sets and compare them and make that work to my advantage. But with Ken, I can't even really pressure him with the tornado hooks anymore, because if I miss a jab tornado hook and they block it, I think he can just SRK me, or he can super me. That's a pretty tough matchup, so I just have to...
Ken's super is surprisingly fast. I know Yang can't get away with more than one slash on block, otherwise Ken can just punish him with super every time. So.
Yeah. Those are two pretty hard matchups for me, is the Chun-Li and the Ken. I don't feel too badly against... if they keep good pressure on me, then I'm hurt pretty bad, but, I can stay away from them a little bit and do okay. But as far as, matchups that I feel good about, I do like playing against Yuri and Hugo and Alex. I feel kind of confident in those matchups, just because I have some good things I can do as far as, corner juggles against them. And then same with, I think I already mentioned Q, but, Remy and 12 all feel pretty alright to play against, but, Ken and Akuma are pretty tough, and Chun-Li. And what's the third part of your question?
What do you think is the hardest part about playing Necro? Do you find his execution? You were talking about the elbows in the corner, or do you think it's kind of his lack of options or his spacing in particular? Or?
Yeah, spacing has taken a lot of getting used to, knowing the spacing of my normals and trying to zone people and stuff. It has taken a lot of time to kind of learn and figure that out. And yeah, it's pretty difficult. Some of the corner juggles, the execution on those seem pretty tough for me to do, and I'm still learning that stuff. And sometimes he doesn't really have a lot of options. Just far as wake up goes, he really doesn't have any, because I usually play I play electric stick instead of magnetic storm. Magnetic storm you can wake up and do sometimes, but electric snake, there's no option there for that at all. And so if somebody is right on top of me when I get up, then sometimes I get hurt pretty bad there.
Overall, then, what's your... I would pretty much think Necro's goal is to kind of push the person into the corner as best he can. So when you do get them into that spot, what's his overall corner game? What's the brunt of his mix-up?
Anymore, I've tried to actually keep a little bit of distance once I get people in the corner until I feel like I have a good mind game ready for it. But the last couple of turns I played, once I get somebody in the corner, I'll try to just back up a little bit and zone them and keep them there, and hopefully just get a couple little hits on them. And then I rely on it way too much, but usually I'm just going to go for like a crouching short tornado hook, and then I can juggle you from there, and hopefully start a good mix up after that. But yeah, a lot of my game, I'm trying to zone and poke you when we're far away, and then once I get close to you, I would like to get you towards the corner, throw you up in there, and then press you from there, and hopefully get a stop.
Now, you've done it to me. Can he do his jab reset from his throw on everybody, or is that character specific?
It's character specific. You can't do anything against Urian. I think he's the only person that you can't hit after... Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking, did you say after his throw?
Yeah, after his throw, not tornado hook.
Yeah, after his throw, I can't do anything to Urian, but some other characters I can do some really good damage. I can, like Makoto and Q, I think Remy and 12, I can all, after the standing head, or the standing throw, I can do like a down back fierce, and then back strong, and against the Shotos, you can do a down back fierce, or just do, and then most other characters, you can just do standing strong to reset them. And as far as like the jab tornado hook in the corner, I think everybody you can just hit with a down back fierce after that, and then some people you can reset them with a standing jab.
Okay. Let's talk about because this pretty much the Midwest, as you said, is like an amalgamation army of Urian players. So I'm sure you get that matchup a ton, and obviously you play Mario all the time, and I'm sure you guys do that matchup. Like, how does that match normally go, and do you like that matchup in particular, or is it like not?
I do. I like that matchup. I feel pretty comfortable with it. But honestly, it's a really good matchup in Urian's favor in a lot of ways. He can juggle. If he has Necro in the corner, he can juggle Necro and do some serious damage with him. Just like, Chun-Li and Makoto and stuff, as Urian, you can do the fireball tackle and stuff to him, and it just hurts him so bad. Necro does not have the best defense in the world.
Right. It seems like, you both kind of have this same goal of getting your opponent in the corner somehow, and they both have pretty decent pokes as far as range goes. Obviously, Necro beats him out in that department, so what are you looking for Urian to do to get in and try to push you to the corner, and how do you stop it?
I'm waiting for a random tackle, hopefully, to parry, but that's not really going to happen too often if you're playing anybody that's decent. But yeah, I'm pretty comfortable staying away from him and, poking at him, but like, if he's doing like his standing fierce, like, I think that'll beat my standing fierce a lot of the time, and he can hurt me pretty bad with that. So I just gotta be careful and poke him all I can. But then once he comes up on me, hopefully I can get a parry or something and toss him into the corner. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, it seems like they both can kind of really make the other person eat it once they get him to the corner, because Necro's got the elbows that he can do, which seem to do a ton of stun and damage, and now with Electric Snake you can juggle off of that too, right?
Right. Yeah. With Urian, like it depends how you link into your super, but just the standard like back forward kick into the tornado hooks super, and then you can do like the jab electricity and like a down back fierce. But if you're with some of the other setups for it, you'll have to just do like a standing strong afterwards. But yeah, everybody he can follow up with something after super, and most characters you can do like the electricity, but some other ones you can just do like a standing jab or something to reset them and hopefully keep your pressure up after that.
Okay. So regarding, I know you mentioned the Pino AB video of the juggles. Other than Sugiyama and Pino AB, are there any specific Necro players that you kind of look up to or try and emulate?
I guess those would be the main two. There is a guy on the forums. I've never actually even watched any of his videos, but he pretty much posted the kind of guide to Necro that I first read when I first started picking up Necro, and have used as reference quite a bit. His name's Choreographo, I believe. He's from Chile, I think. It was Santiago or something. So his English on there is sometimes a little confusing and hard to read because the grammar is kind of strange. But he seems to know just about everything about Necro, from the different juggles that you can do in the corner to what is going to work out in mid-screen. And so I use him as a reference a lot. But anymore the Necro thread on this arcade is just dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think I have like the most recent post on every Necro thread there is. Like, nobody gets on there too much.
Wow. I know there's a guy on GGPO, Black SRK, BLAQ. I guess he's pretty good. So.
Oh.
I haven't played him yet.
Yeah,
I'd like to.
He's really good. I've never played him either, but I've watched a few of his matches and he was doing really well. I guess somebody had given him a matchup chart of Urian and Necro and like put all these arrows, these color-coded arrows depicting like move ranges and what like space control. It was kind of interesting. It was one of the Japanese players that plays on GGPO now, so it probably was either like Boss or KO or something. So
Really, I like to see that. That's pretty neat.
yeah.
Yeah, Sunround Cup. There's a Necro player out there. I'm not sure what his name was, but he was pretty good.
You know what? It might have been. Do you remember what he looked like when you saw him at Evo? Could you describe him?
Oh, I never met Slime Lord at Evo. The only Necro player I know of that I've seen like in person was Asian Hitler, who he's from Texas, and he's kind of just looks like your average Asian guy. He wears like, I don't know, he always has a baseball cap on. I'm pretty sure. So, but if he didn't, I don't know. So I'm not sure.
There was there was a really good Necro.
Saying some random Asian guy, I'm sure doesn't help narrow your search down when you're in Southern California. So.
No, yeah, I think he was an Asian guy, the guy I saw out there, but I have no idea what his name was. But he had a good Urian though, or a good Necro. Sorry, like every time I played him, he beat me pretty badly. There's actually this other guy. I didn't catch his name either, but he said he's from Portland, and he was telling me he played Akuma and Remy now, and I think he played Akuma in the tournament, but he used to play Necro apparently, and watching him play some casuals, he picked Necro and did some really cool things that I'd never even seen before.
Was that Fat Bear? Because was he like a taller, skinnier guy with an afro, white dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Fat Bear. Yeah. He used to play Necro back in the day, and then he switched to Urian. You're saying he's playing Remy now?
In the tournament, he played Akuma, but when I was talking to him, he said he also played a little bit of Remy too, apparently. But he was doing some neat stuff that I hadn't even seen in the corner. I think he was playing Durlath and casuals, and Durlath was Alex, and he would do like the medium drill kicks and was able to like combo into stuff after that, and then he can do Necro can do like the back short standing strong, and then go into super from there. Well, I saw him do like 2 back shorts and then standing strong. I didn't even know that Necro could do that. It's kind of added a little bit to my game. It's kind of fun to do now.
Interesting. Yeah, how was the character breakdown out there then? Like, did you see a lot of Chun-Li's as you would have expected, or was it pretty diverse in terms of who people used?
It was pretty diverse. I mean, there was some Chun-Li's. There was Let Blood Run was playing Chun. That face guy of the North Carolina crew, he played Chun. But there was a good amount of Makotos and Kens, and there's a few Urians, and Yang seemed to be more popular than I thought. Like, I really grew a lot more respect for Yang as a character. I find him to be a lot more dangerous than I used to think he was after playing Nika KO and watching Rom play and stuff. Like, Yang is a very dangerous character. I didn't really realize just how much potential he had.
Alright, well, cool. Is there anything else you guys want to share from your Sunroute experience? Or?
It was a really good time. Everybody we met up there was pretty cool. I'm usually not the most social person when it comes to introducing myself and talking to new people, but a player out there, Matt Shin, introduced himself, and he was really nice, and it was cool to get to know him a little bit. And Mario talked to Riot one night, and I got in that conversation. It was kind of cool just to meet everybody, and everybody out there is pretty friendly. When you played them, and nobody seemed overly arrogant or anything like that. It was a really good experience. California is just beautiful. The landscape there is just amazing. I could live out there so easily, especially living there in Simi Valley in the near Dungeon Arcade would just be amazing.
Yeah, how was like the overall, like were there any cool places to eat near the venue? Was like the town set up pretty cool? Or?
Yeah, the town was kind of cool. You know, it was a suburban town in the valley there, so all around you were awesome looking, you know, mountains and everything. And we found a couple good places to eat. Like, you know, we ate at the In-N-Out Burger because everybody said we had to go there.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
I was just saying, I was agreeing. Yeah, that's like the one place you have to go if you go out on the West Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, Del Taco is really good. Oh yeah, absolutely. They have burgers there. They serve like their burritos with like French fries. That was good stuff. Yeah, it was awesome. They have like at Del Taco they have, you know, all the Mexican food, and then they have like burgers and fries too, and some other random stuff.
I think I recall back in the day Taco Bell used to serve burgers and fries as well, but that was like when I was maybe 5 years old. I think they stopped doing that, so it was way.
And I'm trying to think of where else we ate. One of the guys that worked at Dungeon recommended this L&L barbecue. I don't think Mario went with us that day. He was a little sick that morning.
Oh, yeah, that's well. Drank too much.
Too much partying.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah, that barbecue place is great. Good ribs and all that. And I think that's about it, really, as far as different places that we ate. We ate at Jack in the Box, which...
Oh, hell yes, Jack in the Box. Ohio, the Midwest needs that stuff, because, like, 2 tacos or 3 tacos for 99 cents is a great deal.
People come here to eat Taco Bell, and I don't understand that concept. Not Taco Bell, I mean White Castles.
Oh, White? Ew.
I mean, you don't feel good after. It doesn't taste that great. It's, you know...
I don't know, maybe it's just because they had the movie and people want it now when they can't have... And I guess the grass is always greener, but I'm pretty sure once people have eaten White Castle, they'll understand why it's not so hype over here.
Yeah, it can hurt you. That's
oh, yeah. Alright,
That
cool.
castle's red with blood. It's not white.
Now to clarify, the arcade, it's in Simi Valley, which is like... Is this like near LA, or...
Yeah, it's about... I'd say 30 or 40 miles outside of LA. I'm not really sure in which direction, but we were pretty close to LA and Hollywood. I think we had it was only like a 20, 30-minute drive to get over to Hollywood. We went on Sunday when they were having the Street Fighter 4 singles tournament. We decided just to go out and do a little sightseeing and stuff, so we went down to the Strip in Hollywood and walked around there and went to some bar, and I think for about a total of 6 drinks, it was like $70 or $80. It was some high-class one that we went to. And then, you know, we drove around down the Santa Monica highway and stuff. That was pretty cool. We went out to the pier, but the weather there wasn't what I was hoping for. It was actually kind of chilly a lot of the time, and it was mostly cloudy and stuff. It actually rained a little bit every day, I think. Like the night we left on Monday, and that was like the nicest day. That was the only day that was actually like clear out the whole time. It was kind of disappointing, honestly.
Well, at least you were out of Ohio in February, or not Ohio, but the Midwest in general in February was a pretty good time. So
it was good to get away from the snow, but it was surprisingly chilly down there. I thought it was going to be super warm the whole time in it, but you know, it was still great landscape there. So
California's not like hot like Florida is or something. I'm sure. I mean, and then NorCal is almost like the Midwest in some respects. It's pretty cold up there, so. Well, all right, cool. It sounds like you guys definitely had a fun trip. I'm sure if they hold another one. I mean, were they talking about possibly doing another thing where they get some Japanese players out, or?
Yeah, they were saying they wanted to possibly have somebody else come out because you know, MOV and Momochi were supposed to be there, and whatever happened with Momochi, I'm not really sure. He had some scheduling conflict or something, but they still have you know, the ticket or whatever, so they can get a new one if they wanted to fly somebody else out. And I don't know if they would still try to bring Momochi or if they would want to fly somebody entirely different out there. But they seem like they might have some other big tournament out there and fly somebody from Japan.
They should get Kuroda, and then he'll smell up the whole arcade. So.
Yeah, I heard some interesting stories about that guy. So.
Yeah, Farai has shared his bevy of information about Kuroda. For being the best third strike player in the world, he is apparently also like the most awkward person in the world. So
Yeah, a lot of people don't really know much about him. He just kind of shows up in places.
Huh.
So, it's. I always wondered why didn't this guy play more tourneys? And like,
maybe he's like Oro, where he plays third strike in like a cave and becomes the world by himself. And doesn't
Zoro.
Alright, cool. Well, are there any other future tournaments you're kind of looking forward to? I'm assuming you guys are coming to PowerUp. It's only like a 2-hour drive, so.
We're getting our team together right now. Still, we're having
Oh,
a
yeah,
Rambat.
right. You guys are running the thing. Now you guys are actually doing kind of a Rambat thing around there too. Aren't you?
Yeah, we just had the second one last weekend. So Gary's won both of them. Not too surprising. Gatling. So, but yeah, we have some new players from Fort Wayne that even Fort Wayne players didn't know about. And both those guys that showed up were actually really good. Goken player and a Chun player. So, yeah, we got a guy from San Diego that plays with us now. Uses Honda. So
that's cool. Well, good. I definitely look forward to seeing your team. I mean, not saying I'm going to be on the opposition, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm probably going to be on the opposition. So.
When is PowerUp?
What?
When is your tournament at?
May. Let me get the exact dates for you, because it's not entire. Right now, Midwest Championships and getting there is kind of on my mind. Because
are you going to Midwest?
I'm gonna try. It's kind of weird right now. I'm gonna let my friend Nathan, who runs the PowerUp site. He definitely wants to go, and he's got his heart set on it. And he said he could take some people, and I definitely want to be in the lineup if I can. But the main issue is I'm going to London for school in June, and I'm also looking for a job. So doing all that and like getting some employer to let me take off like multiple weekends in May, I don't think it's going to happen. So we'll see. I might not be employed though. Probably not. So we'll see. Okay, yeah, the dates for PowerUp, you have time to register until May 24th, and then I believe it's that weekend of like towards the end of May. So and you can sign up online. It's a 3-day tournament. You can sign up. Well, I'll probably be doing a podcast with Nathan, so we get all the info out about it if you want to listen to it. But it's gonna be May 28th through 30th. So.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just gonna be a 3-day weekend thing, and you're gonna buy a pass to get into the arcade, and then that way you have unlimited free time on the cabs. By that time, we should have a third strike cabinet too, most likely. So. You can enjoy that too. Yeah, I would prefer actually to run the tournament on the third strike cab if there were unblockables on it. So hopefully.
Yeah.
But all right, you guys. Well, it's been a fun interview. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Thanks to anybody who might listen to this. Hopefully, had some insider. It was somewhat interesting to hear about our adventures in California. We had a great time out there.
We got a few listeners, like. Probably 10, but people are out there listening.
Well, cool. Yeah, California was great. I'd recommend going out there to anybody who wants to play some insane competition. The dispensaries were very kind, and I enjoyed that.
Awesome. I forgot to ask about that.
It was great. It was very surprising how well that worked out. It was a good time.
Cool. Well, anything you want to say, Mario?
Oh, no, thanks for having us on.
All right, man. Well, it was great talking to you guys. Definitely catch up to you at the next upcoming tournaments. I'll probably see you out on the Super Street Fighter night we're going to have at Arcade Legends. So, cool. All right, guys. Well, take it easy.
All right, see you.
Do the same. Thanks.